Welcome into the newest edition of 5 Outdoors. You might notice I am not Scott Covert. I am filling in for him today. My name is Alex Stewart. Alongside me, we have Liz and Chris. And guys, I'm excited to be on this particular edition of 5 Outdoors because we're bringing a little bit of rock and roll to the show. Can you sort of set up what we got going on?
Yeah, so I'm with Ozarks Natural Science Center, and we are planning an event in September, on the 20th of September, called Rock and Roll, a Geology Bus Tour with Chris Moyer. And so I'll let him introduce himself too.
I'm Chris Moyer. I'm a geologist, retired geologist. I've been a professional geologist for 37 years, give or take. And I live here in Northwest Arkansas, and I love the geology and like to share that with people.
So Chris, I know this is the Rock and Roll Bus Tour, maybe no rolling stones per se, but we do have some rolling hills. You're jumping on a bus, you're kind of touring all the geological sites. Yeah. And I'm guessing, based on what we have on the table over here, we've got some show and tell that you can kind of break down for the people, maybe give them an idea of what they might encounter. You mind walking us through what we got here? Because I'm very curious.
Yeah. What I found is people that are interested in this type of thing usually have an appreciation for the outdoors. And so what I'm hoping to do is give them a little more context to that appreciation. So we all know animals and plants, we got a pretty good idea of those, but the geology, they might not be up on. So that's what I hope to add to their repertoire is the geologic context to the great outdoors.
How did they all end up here in NWA and the River Valley?
And the River Valley, yeah. So through geologic time, which is a very long time, the environment has changed here. So back in this day, and you can even see the fossils in there. This is fossil.
Can I touch?
You bet.
Okay. I feel like this is
Fossiliferous
expensive.
limestone. And so Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley, it was a shallow sea, warm, shallow sea. We would have liked snorkeling in it, except for any predators that might get us. But, and so the animals that secreted this material liked it. It was a shallow sea, and then they die, they fall on the bottom, and then they get buried and turned into rock. Things may have changed, and you had a delta spew out mud and ultimately sand, and that gets buried and turned into our shale and our sandstone. Then everything gets uplifted and the rivers do what rivers do, which is erode. And we end up with the topography we have around here. And that's really what I'm going to focus a lot on, why we see what we see when we're driving down the interstate.
What I was going to say, that seems like as good a place as possible to stop, because I don't want to give away too much of what might be going on during the tour. Now, Liz, you helped set this up, and you also said you have a few other events. So how did this come about? And then can you tell us a little bit about sort of the pregame to the rock show?
Yeah, definitely. So actually, Chris helped us out with another wonderful event that we had back in January at our Kessler Mountain location. And it was a walk through time, a journey through time on Kessler Mountain up on top. And we talked about how it would be great to do more of a mobile tour on our ONSC bus so that people could see all these places along the road, especially along 49 is where the majority of this is. We'll pull off in different places, but seeing what was going on in those different layers, what was happening in our past, and how it's made the Ozarks what they are today. So that's how we got together and worked out this event. But we do have other really fun events coming up before that. We have our ONSC Family Day and open house out at our main campus next weekend on September 6th. And there's a lot of other things that you should just look on our website, on our events page, to find out all the different great things we have going on at multiple locations, our main campus, our Kessler Mountain location, and the Lake Fayetteville location as well.
And then before we go, can you give them the website so they can find out all the great details?
Yes, onsc.us. It's very short and simple.
There you
and
go.
The events page is one of the tabs on there. So.
Super easy. Guys, go check it out. I'm fascinated. Thank you so much for joining us for a little rock and roll tour on this edition of 5 Outdoors.